Oh, hi. I'm just having a look at some of my favourite storybooks. I've got When Hitler Stole the Pink Rabbit, and I've got some Narnia stories, and a Harry Potter story, because I really love a good story that sparks my imagination, don't you? And I especially like it if that story actually also tells me something that is true and important as well.
Over the next 3 Sundays, we're going to be hearing lots of stories that Jesus told. The Bible calls them parables. Did you know that Jesus told over 40 parables? In fact, about a third of everything he taught was told in story form. And every time Jesus told a story, he was teaching people something really important. Matthew 13, verse 35 says that Jesus spoke in parables to tell things unknown since the creation of the world. Whoa! Jesus' parables are stories about deep truths that are explained using everyday things. Everyday things like buildings. There were once 2 men who each wanted to build a new house. Everyday things like bread. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast in a loaf of bread. Everyday things like money. Once upon a time there was a woman who had 10 silver coins. Everyday things like families. There was once a man who had 2 sons.
I bet you want to hear the rest of those stories now, don't you? Because stories capture our imagination. And when Jesus was telling stories, he knew that. He knew that if he told big truths through a story, people would listen. And he knew that if their hearts were open, they would understand something new and important about God through Jesus' story.
You see, Jesus' mission wasn't quite what people were expecting. They expected him to come and start a war against Rome. But that's not what Jesus' mission was it? And even today, God is often not quite what we are expecting. He is even bigger, he is even kinder, and he is even more holy. So Jesus' stories help us see how surprising God is. But not everyone understood Jesus' parables. Some people's hearts were closed because they didn't like Jesus and his surprising mission. Jesus often said, "To those who have ears, let them hear."
So as we spend the next few weeks listening to some of Jesus' parables, the question for us is this, isn't it? Do we have ears to hear? And are our hearts open? Are we ready and willing to learn something maybe new and certainly important about God?